you again. This is part 2 of our 3-part series on strategic plans. In our first video, we talked about what a strategic plan is and the goals of one. And today we're talking about when and why it's important to revisit a plan once it's created. My first question for you is, how often should you revisit it?
You have to revisit it at a high level once a year and probably a pretty deep dive every 2 years, knowing that technology shifts pretty dramatically every 2 years. Just from a basic example of your cell phone's almost obsolete after 2 years. Will it keep working? Yes, but the amount of technology you can get out of a brand new one is pretty dramatic. So when you're a business that's growing in R&D and you want to be in front of the curve a little bit and beat some people to the marketplace with whatever you might develop or through your research and develop might bring to its next level of development and manufacturing, you're going to want to be closer to the front edge of that, not too far behind.
What kinds of risks come with not revisiting the plan on a regular basis?
I like the idea of understanding your risk on a regular basis, right? It comes in to play every year, and the risks are very different, right? The risk could be that technology has changed. It could be that the systems that you need in your simulation lab or your future development simulation lab change because the technology changes. You may need more power, you may need less power, you may need more physical space. You may need to convert office space to simulation labs. So there's a lot of things that you need to evaluate each year. But one of those top tier things that you're going to reevaluate each year at a high level is risk.
When you talk about risk here, I assume you're specifically referring to the risk to the business, just based on the context of this conversation. Is that correct? If so, can you give me an example of this business risk?
Business risk is, are we missing what everybody else is doing or missing an opportunity to get ahead of everybody else? And that could mean, we did a small space and found it to be amazingly valuable to our team and our company. And we're gonna triple that, you know? I mean, that's something you might figure out after a year or two, and then that next level of strategic plan would be influenced by the success of the first year.
Thanks for clarifying there, Ray. I really appreciate your time today, as always. And if you're watching and curious to get more specific about strategic plans, head to part 3, where Ray and I talk about strategic planning with a specific client.